In this module of the Amendment Tracking System online training, we cover Module 6, where we will review and compare content. We will show you how you can use the versions function in ATS authoring and how you can make previous versions as current, how you can copy content from a previous version without losing all other changes, and finally we'll show you how you can create a PDF of the amendment document and compare changes. We'll be using the ATS authoring part of Amendment Tracking System. And don't forget, there's online guides available on our DELT website. And planning support are there to assist. planning.support@delt.vic.gov.au. Okay, so here I am in my dashboard in ATS authoring. So I will just enter my amendment number and it'll take me to my amendment document straight away. To look at the versions and the versions function, you have to work from the review mode. It doesn't work out of the edit mode. So let's work in the review mode. Okay, so we're in our content. I'm just opening up this content in another web browser. Now at this stage, we're not going to click this to edit because versions only works when it's out of edit mode. So the versions function is available on this far right, so in the functions area. So if we just click versions, let's have a look what it shows us. It shows us a number of items and we can see different versions coming down. We can see if the system here has generated a change or if a user has generated a change. And you can see on the 8th of May, train 1, user train 1, did some changes in the content, saved the content, which created another version. On the 11th of May at 3:08, again, user train 1 made some changes, saved the content, and another version's created. These versions occur at the time that the item is saved. So what we might do, let's do a bit of a change. I'll get out of my versions. I'll actually go to the latest version so I can click to open to edit. Let's make a slight change here. Okay, so let's insert some text here. We'll just type that in. And just for the sake of it, I might do some dot points here as well. What I'm going to do is just demonstrate how these versions work. So I'll just make those as dot points, as bullet points, I should say. And there we go. And I'll actually indent these two a bit further in, increase the indent. All right, so as soon as I select save, what we'll do, I'll stay in this content window. I'm not in edit mode. I will check my versions again. So what we'll see is there's a new version that's been created today at 10:09. If I have that unchecked, it doesn't show me what changes have been made between the version before. So once I select show incremental difference, what that is showing me is a difference between my 1.15 and 1.14. So the difference between the 13th of May at 10:09 and the 13th of May at 10:05. So if I wanted to see the difference in a version that was created a few days ago, I'll scroll down and here's a version created on the 11th of May. And I've got that check of show incremental difference. And you can see the difference was I added some note boxes there. But that difference is only between, it's an incremental difference. It's showing me the difference between 1.9 and 1.8. It doesn't show me the difference between 1.9 and 1.15. So just understand that's what it's showing you. It's incremental. Say, for example, if a change has occurred or I've done some errors and I've saved over my work, you haven't lost that work. So you can come back to a previous version and say, for example, these changes done between 1.9 and what are we now, 1.15. If I've done all these changes and I've done the wrong thing, I've made changes to the wrong part of content, I can always come back to a previous version or to the original version that was created at the time that the amendment instruction list is sent through the ATS authoring. That's what we see here. When you see when it's a system local, it's like a system change, that usually occurs when a change has occurred in the instruction list. And so this is basically what the master would look like. And you can actually bring that through, and it's all green because it's been added into your document, and that's come from the instruction list. And this is what is in the master planning scheme at this stage, because my amendment hasn't been processed through yet. So if I want to go back to the master in its original form, I would come back to the first major and select Make Current. Be mindful, you'd have to have a look at what differences occurred between these system ones. So scrolling through, it looks like there's nothing that's really changed there. Let's have a look at the next one. Yeah, there's no major changes there. So if I wanted to, I could step through and find the changes. And say, for example, if I want to revert back to its original form, and this is one that User Train 1 has been working on, and you can see there's some tables added. So I could easily come back to the version of the original master at the point in time that that instruction list was created and click Make Current. So if I click Make Current, the current, it's actually taken out all of my changes. So what that would do, it takes out all of the changes that I've done between 1.15 and the version that I brought through, 1.14. Okay, so you can see there's some tables there. It's taking all of that out. So say, for example, I've got that current now, that's fine. And I'll come back onto the latest version, click on that. Now I've got the latest version to work from, and I can open that in Edit and do my changes. But say, for example, I did want to have some of the content brought across in this latest version, and I need it to bring it across because there's some changes here from this version. There's some items here that I want to bring through. So I can highlight those items, copy, turn off the versions, open in Content Edit. Then wherever that content what was required to sit, I'll create a new paragraph and I'll paste that new content in. And I can save. And again, if there's a bit of content, I've saved my changes, so I'm not in edit mode. I'll come back to my versions again and say, for example, there's some content in, if I just look at this one here, 1.14, what have we got there? Say, for example, I did want to bring these note boxes in. I could highlight them, copy, get out of versions, open my document in edit mode or my content in edit mode, come down to the area that I want these note boxes. I'll just create a new paragraph and I'll paste them in. You can see those note boxes have appeared. So I'll just save those changes. That's an easy way where you can work with versions and bring back part of content or bring back what the master was at the time, but you don't lose your changes. So you can work back if needed. And say, for example, I'm not happy with my most recent content, I can come back. Now let's close that browser. We've saved our changes. I can see I've saved them, and we'll close that browser now. So let's now print our amendment document to PDF. So on our Publish tab, select Publish Print PDF, and we select the RGB option. So that's created a print of my document at 10:43 today. And when that's ready, that'll give us the option to view or download, and will view it on screen. Opening up another browser window, and we'll see those dot points. We can see those new dot points that have come across, but the rest is the original form of the document. You see there'll be no tables in here. Yeah, all the tables have gone. I'll just close that browser window. Now I want to compare the version. So I might compare this current version that I've just printed to one that was generated on the 12th of May. selecting the one from the 12th of May, and I'll create a comparison. And that will create another PDF document showing me the track changes version. This will show me what the document looks like now with the changes marked up from the 12th of May version. Let's bring that to screen. Okay, and what we can see, this is the content that we're working with, the versions. You can see the content I've included. Scrolling down that particular content, and you can see the tables that have been removed. Even the note boxes have been removed. Okay. Closing that, and that's how you can have a look at your printed document and compare the versions as well. In our next module, we'll show you how you can print an amendment document and compare content. And including that, we'll have a look at snapshot and how they are generated and how we can view one.